Oops, I forgot to make screen bigger. Is it working? Ah, yeah, it is. Okay, hello everyone. Today we have another exciting phone ending, and it's about very precise calculation. Each puzzle we have different patterns to solve, like pawn endings we solve not the same way as we solve other endings. Of course, we evaluate position, and by the way, in the end game, if you want to evaluate position, kings in the middle game and in the opening, king safety is predominant factor of evaluation, but in the end game, king's activity is the most important factor of evaluation. Remember, in the opening and in the middle game, uh, king doesn't cost anything. Like rarely, it also has a powerful defensive function, but usually we evaluate king as zero pawns. It's maybe not completely true, at least for positions, but it doesn't cost anything. But in the end game, king is 3.5 pawns, which is better than the knight and the bishop. It covers 9 squares around, and it's very powerful piece, attacking and defensive piece. So here we see the king safety is better, and in the pawn endgames, we need to see all the pawn breaks, and here is only one. And so here is the question, because basically, when you see this position, you see you can grasp this pawn, and it will become pawn race. And she has two ways: play this and play this. Yes, like king f5 with shoulder, so she has no way even to play this. But an example, if you need to calculate pawn race, you don't count. I'm sure she here, I'm sure she has, etc. You just calculate numbers. Like, and you even don't calculate one by one, 1, 2, 3. You can just see 3 +1 remove king 4 and 4 to promote the pawn. Yes, and you understand it's 8. Here is 2 + 1, 3, and 5 to promote the pawn is 8, 8, 8. But here is shouldering, so this idea doesn't work. Because here lose the tempo. Like this, you can evaluate pawn race in a seconds. If you train yourself more, and you will become skillful, you see 3, 4 + 5, 9. Yes, you can carefully check 3, 3 + 1, 2, 3 + 5, 8. 3 + 5, 9. Yeah, your teacher is smoking something. Yeah. So, and 3, 4 + 4, yeah, you can check 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, if you want, but basically you after a while you see it automatically, so it doesn't work. And the only hope in this situation is basically a pawn break, but also sometimes it can be a position, because when he moves the pawn, there is some tricks, like he cannot move more because there is pawn break, but it's usually, in this scenario, it doesn't work. You just go here and win the game. So I assume it's only b5 trick here, and if we take with this pawn, we can reach the square, and king blockades this pawn. So we have only way to take with this pawn, and then we stay in the square, and we have a protected passer. Why is it not winning? So I assume she has to wait till we take king g4, and after that play b5. And so, and in this case, after c takes b4, we still can be in the square. What's his defensive idea? Like, can she shoulder the king? Like c4, king f4, and we protect. So can he shoulder the king, like play something like king d5 at some point? Looks also not real, like because there is still this pawn decoy, king f4. Maybe in this case he can run back to this pawn, and when we take this pawn, come back to critical c8 squared. Looks very complex, right? But let's try to simplify it in our mind. Like let's say king f4, king s6. Just example, we not train it, we don't do it precise now. King g4, b5, c takes b. If c4, just king e4. So imagine we use comparison king e5, d5 simultaneously. d5 is more natural because closer to the pawn. Yes, and then king runs back. Why is it not winning? I just want to blockade the pawn. d4, e2, c3, and then I just pull this pawn. Yeah, it doesn't work. What's his defensive idea? What's his defensive idea? King f5, basically. Yeah, he has now this. Is it fun? Maybe. Can be tricky, can be four, can be two. It's simple nonsense, it can be tricky, so I'll just go ahead. Shouldering here. Shouldering. Okay, okay, I got it. So it's very simple. So his idea is to just shoulder quickly and directly with king b5. Yeah, okay. And then after b6, king c6, and then we can count moves, right? Uh, boom, 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 king c6. And we calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. An example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Too much, too much. Yeah, not realistic. So remember this pawn, we need to keep on initial squares. If you move it forward, king goes faster and blockade it fast, blockade it. No, not really. The closer the pawn, the closer the king to see it critical square. So we should avoid pushing it. It's one of the shortcuts to understand, but also, okay, let's check more carefully with precise calculation. b5, cb. I mean, king f5, f4 comparison. b5, cb, king b5. Basically, there is king e3 if I can king f4, and it just win. It's just winning. How he what he does after king f4. King f5, there is some chances b5, cb, king b5. Maybe some chances. And yeah, king g4. Still, I don't see what's his idea. I'm going to come back. Let me just calculate. So when you calculate, don't verbalize moves. Just see everything quickly. Not your goal is your outcome is to see many moves simultaneously in the split of second. If you know your goal, you can achieve it. It's achievable goal. Absolutely, people can do that. Computers also can do that. Why we with human brain cannot beat computers? Yeah, but basically we can eliminate king f4 because then he has this trick and he can take this pawn and he's still in the square. Yeah, so it's only king f5. But then after b5, CP can d5, just king g4 and come back with the king. It just really, if he move the king, move the pawn. So he has only way to push pawn, but then king f3, c3, king f2, and it's just hopeless. And if I take b5, cb, c4, king f3, always available. Checking just I don't understand this puzzle at all. Like king f5 is just very the most natural move in the position. King d5, maybe c4 his idea. King g4, c3, king e4, king c5. Ah, wait, but this is obvious. Why don't I think about it? Okay, think more in silence. Mhm. I checked the idea with now takes c4, and if I just blockade, she just stays here, and I check pawn raise after takes in c6. When I go to this pawn, she simply goes to this pawn, and he has 9 moves, I have 10 moves for this. So she is even quicker, it doesn't make sense. Now I need to check precisely, can I trick him somewhere? So I don't see tricks. I assume it's draw. So this is defensive idea. After king e5, b5, cb, c4, this is draw because he simply stayed d5, d6. And when I go king c3, he goes king c5, and b6 doesn't work. It just draw. Uh, yeah, there is trick like king d4 must check trick, but then c3 and it simply does block king c3, king c5. If someone is winning it, it's block. Um, so in this case, I eliminate king f5, which is rare. So and king f4, I eliminated by king e6, maybe. What was the idea of the king f5? Why is it not the same? b5, first a chop, cb, c4. King e3, king c5, king e4 now. Triangulation. But king e3, king d5. Yeah, king e3, king d5. Let me think about again in science, otherwise we will solve this puzzle forever. Same trick works. What am I missing? Big question. Am I missing 8x b5 here at some point? Doesn't look correct. Mm. I think I get it. Yeah, it requires a little bit accuracy. So the point is king f5, b5, b5, cb, c4, and king f4, not king f4. The idea is after king d5, I have king e3, and after king c5, I have king e4. And king f5, b5, cb, c4, king f4 is still in the square. If she plays king c5, king e4 right away. If she plays king e6, king e4. If she plays king c6, king c6, there is my pawn. We haven't played king c6. Okay, king f5, b5, cb, c4, king f4 is very most likely. Need to check, maybe there is more tricks, but basically king d5, king e3. Cannot play king e5. b6, king d6, king d4, king c6, king c4, king b6, king d5. Yeah, that's fine. Can check pawn raise, but it doesn't look correctly intuitively. Okay. Basically, we need to check more to try to. This habit is absolutely necessary. After you think you solve puzzle, you need to find to refute your idea. And if to turn yourself to the block side, okay, I know this trick. What would I do as block in this position? King f5, and I know after b5, cb, c4, king f4 is winning. Yeah. How can I trick upon it? Can I make a waiting move, an example, wait for king g4, b5, cb, c4, king f3? No, it doesn't work. So but basically, this is best chance. d5, king 3, king e5 doesn't work, it's back king f4. So simply keep the 3 and come out with a check. And before simply would be pawn, it stays king d4. Okay. It just bad situation. No hops 29, 39. So just a little of accuracy. Not that hard, but maybe it's it's just looks like this. Yeah, took a little bit time, but I hope you could get some patterns. An example, how do you calculate pawn arrays? I mean, it's just unbelievably good if you can simply say 4 plus 5 equal 9, 4 plus 5 equal 9, and then check skewers, checkmates, and all the tricks. Like you understand simultaneous promotion, and you simply check what you can do after promotion. Like maybe there is some tricks. That's it, and you can calculate like 10 times easier, simpler, and faster. And so, and the pitch after each video, I have my coaching, and it's $30 per hour till September. From September, it's $50 per hour. Yes, and I basically teach not only calculation, I teach literally everything, and it's all of that simplified, all of that has some tricks and techniques, but we not only rely on the tricks and techniques, we cover real chess education, like we understand the game, we understand positional play, we understand the games, we use human minds, not the engine minds to to make things happen. And we also train mindset, psychology, all of that is actually just process will affect all your life, and you will prevent zillions of problems which all chess players face. And you will get benefits for literally everything in your life because it affects your decisions. It's your mind, it's your life actually. Whatever happening to you on the apparent level is not that much important, but which patterns you apply, how do you act in your life, how much powerful your mind is, all of that is just unbelievably good things for you. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. And let me know also if you're interested about community, so where we can train together, play training games. I already have group on Facebook, by the way, it's free. So you can join to the group and find training partners if you prepare to the tournaments. It will be just insanely good. So you can play your openings. If you're training for long term, you can find training partners for the end games. And I have recommendations which end games to play for the training. Yes, and all of that is basically free, but I want to also create paid community with the price $97 per month can when you can do when we can invest more effort to make it much better, like we always can add much more value, but also you can get an affiliate program, so you can invite your friends and get 30% of revenue. And so if you are interested, feel free to reach me out and ask me any questions. I will help as much as I can. Thank you so much for watching this video, and bye bye. Bye from Cambodia. Stop share and bye bye.